Welcome again, friends, to the week that shook the world. Today we're looking at his last great prayer. Certainly he prayed on the cross and he prayed in the garden, but today we look at the John 17 prayer, and I pray God will bless you as we have a little look at that today. Jesus spoke these words, lifted up his eyes to heaven and said, Father, the hour has come. Glorify your Son, that your Son also may glorify you. In his last open prayer, we read that Jesus firstly lifted up his eyes to heaven. He didn't put his eyes to the ground, hopeless and despondent, seeking Mother Earth for help. He didn't look to the ancestors. He lifted his eyes to the Father and he called on his name. Melanchthon said this, there is no voice which has ever been heard, either in heaven or in earth, more exalted, more holy, more fruitful, more sublime than this prayer offered up by the Son of God himself. The prayer goes on, that they may know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ whom you have sent. And relationship is a great theme in this prayer. In fact, it covers nearly a third of all the words in the prayer. So much of it is about Jesus speaking to the Father, and so much of it is about him speaking for us. There's a bit about the world, and certainly that's where we live out our Christian faith. The son of perdition, Judas, and one reference to the evil one whom he overcome on the cross. The job is almost done. I have glorified you on earth, he prayed. I have finished the work which you have given me to do. And now, O Father, glorify me together with yourself, with the glory which I had with you before the world was. And so Jesus, knowing that Calvary is about to happen, opens his heart in prayer. All the things that he needed to do, he had done. And all the words are spoken. For I have given to them the words which you have given me, and they have received them, and have known surely that I have come forth from you, and they have believed that you sent me. I pray for them. I do not pray for the world, but for those whom you have given me. He had given us his word, and as we open the Bible, we see enough in there to find the gift of eternal life. The giving nature of God is seen in this prayer too. The Father in the black, given authority to the Son in the red. He should give eternal life to as many as you have given him. I have finished the work you have given me to do. Whom you have given me out of the world, you gave them to me. All things which you have given me are from you. Keep those whom you have given me. He goes on to pray, my joy in them. But now I come to you, and these things I speak in the world, that they may have my joy fulfilled in themselves. I have given them your word, and the world has hated them. Isn't it strange that in telling us that he wants us to have this joy that he has, that we'll also have people who hate us? Those two things don't seem to go together. But his joy was secure in the Father, in his true home in heaven, and our joy can be secure in that as well, regardless of how people feel about us. Safe, sanctified and sent. I do not pray that you should take them out of the world, but that you should keep them from the evil one. He's prayed for us, he still is praying for us, and he wants us to be safe from the enemy who wants to destroy us. Sanctified. Sanctify them by your truth. Your word is truth. How we need his word to stay holy before him. He has done the work through the blood, but he also wants us to stay in his word and stay holy. As you sent me into the world, I also have sent them into the world. So in being safe, in being sanctified, we're also sent. We're not hermits. We're meant to go in and help and make a difference, roll up our sleeves and get into the work God has given us to do in the world to make it a better place. And there is a world-changing witness. I do not pray for these alone, but also for those who will believe in me through their word. And that's us. We have believed because of those who told us about the Lord, that they may be one as you, Father, are in me and I in you, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that you sent me. His great prayer is that people would see and understand from the witness of his people that he was truly sent from above. He prays for unity in love, that they may be made perfect in one, and that the world may know that you have sent me and have loved them as you have loved me. But he has prayed that we would have that same kind of love for one another and demonstrate who he is. His prayer is also that we might see him glorified. Father, I desire that they also whom you gave me may be with me where I am, and that they may behold my glory which you have given me. He prays that we might see how glorious and beautiful and wonderful and kind and shining he really is, that his glory will be seen. And if you look through the prayer, glorify your Son, that your Son also may glorify you. I have glorified you on the earth, Jesus prayed. And now, O Father, glorify me together with yourself, with the glory which I had with you before the world was. He came from glory, left it all behind to come to us, and he has gone back to glory, that they may behold my glory which you have given me. And it was certainly glorious to see the miracles that he did. For the blind to see, for the deaf to hear, for the lame to walk. It was even more glorious for those few that got to see him transfigured and revealed in his glory. But for all of us who believe, he has shown us something of his glory. He has shown us a little of what we're about to see. He will return in his glory. In Matthew we read, when the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the holy angels with him, then he will sit on the throne of his glory, and all the nations will be gathered before him. Nobody will miss out on seeing how glorious he is, but he wants us to see that now. He wants us to believe him now and to be ready. For when he does come, he will gather them and he will separate them. Those who have believed and seen how glorious he is, and those who have only seen it for the very first time, who've rejected him all along. There are three great themes in this prayer. Relationships are God's priority. From start to finish, this prayer is about relationships. And if that's true of Jesus' prayer, then that is a priority for us. We need to work hard on our relationships and make sure they are honouring to him. Giving is God's nature. If God is giving in his nature, and so much so that in his last week, in his last prayer, his great prayer, that he prays for others, that they may be given a great revelation and so on, that they may be given eternal life, that they may be given unity and love, then we also ought to be people who are giving and showing that nature of God. The third great theme is glory. And glory is God's revelation. So God has shown us a little bit of it now, and there's more to come. It's a deposit, but believe me, the account is full. And when we go to see him, we will realize it was all worth it. So as we look at the prayer of Jesus in this last week of his earthly life, we realize that he had prayed in a way that other people would not have prayed. Had he been any kind of false leader, he would have only asked for deliverance, or he would ask for his enemies to be destroyed. No, he asked for us. He asked for you, that you might really know him, and that you might really love him and learn to love his people. Even those who are enemies can become the best of friends through this great love, and that we too might be the people that he's called us to be. May God bless you with his word. Thank you for listening.